My gosh, did you guys see this? We got a leak, everybody. I have it on 169% good faith that CG told Pope Francis, who then told Donald Trump, who then told my 5th cousin who turned out to be me plumber named Mario, that Ki-Adi-Mundi event is happening, which needs 20K plus power for all the Wookiees to enter. People be not liking it. The prophecy has spoken!
The prophecy is true.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Fist bump, Gary. That was a great intro. Ladies and gentlemen, today's video is a PSA. I feel it is my duty to try to hold us together during this time of lack of content and a period where we're just dying for something new to happen besides new packs. So, in case you guys have been following it, yesterday and I guess the past few days, we've been getting a lot of alleged leaks about what is coming next. And the reason why I'm making this video, instead of making a guide I have planned out and everything, is because I see people dropping everything they're doing to chase after these things that these leaks are talking about. And I don't know if these leaks are honestly true. They're logical, as we're gonna say. I mean, a whole Wookiee event to unlock Ki-Adi-Mundi could make logical sense, but is it gonna happen? Who knows? What I'm gonna try to do today is bestow upon you logic and my thoughts on these leaks that are going around lately. And there are 2 leaks that as I said, are going around right now. Here is one of them. This is the one that really got people freaking out and people dropping what they're doing because it makes logical sense to an extent, as I'll tell you guys. So here's the deal. Jen Annie. Cringe. It's General Skywalker. Okay, don't give me that Jen Annie thing. What is this? Some like Gemini horoscope drops in 2 weeks. They couldn't take the time to put an I in there that maybe increased the likelihood that it's a leak. And announced late this week or next, people won't be happy as it looks like it's not clones. But Jedi Council needed to unlock GK, Mace, GMY, Lumi, Shock, QGJ, Plo, Kit, and others needed at 20K power. The event is going to be between a legendary and Malik style, but listed as a legendary. Jen Anakin has 3 Zetas and Sin with 501st and Ahsoka Tano. My gosh, it must be true, people. The misspelling of in is the one that really gives it away that this could be a real thing. So is this leak true? I mean, besides the fact that there's horrible grammar and stuff like that, I don't know. I mean, it makes logical sense. That's the thing. I mean, people want what we had earlier this year and late last year, where there was a leak that literally spilled the beans on everything. We learned about Chewbacca early. We learned about Jedi Knight Revan early. We learned about C-3PO early. We learned about the Millennium Falcon early. We learned about General Grievous's rework early. We learned about Darth Revan early. That was probably the biggest leak of all time in Galaxy Heroes, and it literally was the truest leak because it just laid out the path, and each and every one of those things happened. Maybe not in the exact order, but they all happened. We haven't had anything since then, and this is the time where the community is just anxious, and they want all this stuff to be real because, one, it sounds kind of cool. Everyone wants General Skywalker right now, it seems. The thing that kind of gives it away is the fact that they talk about the Jedi Council. And the problem is here, take a look at all these Jedi Council members they so-called listed here. And if you actually look at who the Jedi Council members were, I'm not seeing Luminara and I'm not seeing Qui-Gon Jinn. Luminara and Qui-Gon Jinn were not members of the Jedi Council from the lore perspective. Also, the 20K power thing's really tripping people up because that is an absurd amount of power, and really the only way to achieve such power is by basically taking a character to gear 13, especially Plo Koon. Yes, he was on the Jedi Council, but for me, I took him to gear 12 a while ago because I'm trying to build up for the Kenobi fleet, which hopefully I'll unlock within the next week. And at gear 12, with his abilities basically maxed out, and of course we don't have the mods maxed out, he's at 17,000 power. So you're gonna really need like 6 dot mods and most of the gear 12 plus pieces to go on there, maybe the finisher as well, just to get close to 20,000 power, but most likely you're going to need a relic to get him there. So it's a very steep requirement. Am I going to say that that 20K power thing couldn't be a realization? It definitely could be. Capital Games, especially for the next big character, they're going to try to find a way to catch people off guard, so it kind of weeds out who gets the character first and who doesn't. If you want to go from the can't get to get camp, you got to spend money to get there. So the 20k power, who knows, could be a possibility. They do have a power cap in for Geonosis territory battles. They have a power cap for the Malik epic confrontation. So I mean, it could possibly happen. Is it true? We still don't know if this thing is actually true, but we're just kind of walking through the logic right now. And this kind of makes people think that it really is a real leak. And again, I'm not saying it is or it isn't. There's a lot of things that suggest that it might not be. Mick Motu actually shared the link that someone posted on, because someone shared this leak over on the forum page. And if you try to go over to that forum page, thank you, McMole, for leaving a documentary for us so we can kind of see if this thing still exists. If you actually try to go to the forum page, you can't access it. They shut down the thread talking about this, and I don't know what the rules are. Maybe they shut down all speculation or alleged leaks things. Maybe it was a real leak and they were the mods were told, hey, shut this thread down because it's legit. Or maybe the thread just got too toxic and they just completely shut it down. For some reason, they shut down the thread, and there's always speculation threads and stuff like that, and usually they stick around. But maybe this screenshot had some truth to it, to the point where Capital Games had to shut down the thread so the public can't access it. They're trying to minimize the people who see this. So maybe that gives a little bit more credit that this leak could be true, maybe. And the other thing I want to talk about, because this is another one, again, everyone can make their own speculation, just like Wookiees for Ki-Adi-Mundi could totally be possible. Here's another one that's going around. Indeed, General Anakin, just say General Skywalker, I'm tired of this General Anakin thing, is the character intended to shift the meta away from the Sith Empire, stuff we've been kind of speculating about for a long time, so it's nothing mind-blowing. However, he is not the next event. Before Anakin, there will be an arduous legendary event for Ki-Adi-Mundi requiring clones. Makes logical sense. Again, I can't totally discredit it because it's nothing too far-fetched. It could be either logical speculation or it could possibly be true. This will go beyond the difficulty of the Chewie event, essentially requiring Gear 13 to complete. Roughly 2 weeks later, CG is going to drop General Anakin, and this is going to be a two-part confrontation similar to the Malik style. You will need to choose from a specific Jedi Council members, with Ki-Adi-Mundi and Shakti being 4 selections, and Jedi Council will be the harder side of the event. And this is kind of the interesting part. This one I can't discredit as much because it makes a bit more logical sense than the other one. There's not as many flaws with what's going on in the sentences and the logic here. The other half of the event will require Geonosians, and this one is a bit more interesting. Besides the fact they got the Jedi Council a little bit more correct. When you look at what has been, when you look at the next character and the next event, you have to look at what has been going on and what is about to happen, so you can kind of try to find a happy medium and pinpoint what the next event is going to be and what really happened in terms of Clone Wars love. Well, Shakti came out, and generally Capital Games, they like to integrate characters that were marquees not too long ago and just became free to play. Shakti's been free to play for about a month, I believe. So the people don't quite have her at 7 stars, but they're working their way there. So that kind of makes sense. They want to try to integrate Shakti to reward people who spent money on this character and probably make her a character that's important in order to tackle this upcoming event. And she was on the Jedi Council. And then we also had the Geonosians. There's a good chance they might make Geonosians involved with this event. If you're trying to do a Clone Wars era special confrontation event that's going to involve General Skywalker, you probably want to have some Geonosians in there. And plus, we have the Geonosian Brood Alpha, and they've been reworked, and they're already needed for Geonosis territory battles, and maybe having this event come around might encourage people to gear up this faction more to get General Skywalker, who then will help you also knock out these special missions that the Geonosians are needed for in dark side territory battles as well, because right now people are just trying to shoot for the bare minimum to try to tackle the stuff. But if there's an Anakin Skywalker legendary event or epic confrontation, that would encourage people to focus more energy into this faction. And then of course we had the clone reworks, and they're bound to get better moving forward. I mean, I put a lot of effort in clones even way before the reworks. I'm kind of ahead. The Clone Wars content is something I've been ahead, because I had clones at Gear 12, I had Separatists at Gear 12 way before they had reworks. I'm kind of ready for whatever clone 501st Love is coming down the pipeline. It's too bad I can't focus my energy in more important things as well, like Night Sisters. But again, this, at least the second screenshot, makes the most sense. It combines everything that has been going on at the Clone Wars era, and a special event that has a character supposed to be the culmination of everything that happened beforehand. We see this all the time. Malik requires all the Old Republic. Darth Vader recalls all the dark side Old Republic stuff, and then Jedi Knight Revan required all the light side Old Republic stuff. It's a culmination that's supposed to bridge everything together, and all these are logical. But just because you're logical doesn't mean it's true. I have nothing to lean on that gives me reason to believe that these leaks can be true. We're just kind of taking it at face value, and that's kind of what I'm trying to help you guys with today. And now we talked about the past, the culmination building up to right now. We know what's happening within the next month. We know the developers already said that we're going to get the light side variant of Geonosis Territory Battle within the next month. But the problem is, kind of like the Separatists, they were pretty bad before the Geonosians territory battles came out. But basically, this whole entire faction, with the exception of Asajj, got love, and now Geonosians territory battle became a lot more manageable. And the Galactic Republic is slowly building up to that point. But really, the one thing that we need the most, clones have been becoming more formidable, but it's the Jedi that are kind of lacking behind a bit. And we don't need to look too far. Mace Windu, Aayla Secura, Qui-Gon Jinn, Luminar, Amagundai, Eth Koth, Kit Fisto. These are all characters that are in dying need of help. And I reckon, and this is why the Jedi Council tag is kind of interesting, because someone asked me this about a week or so ago on a stream. I said I love the idea. I'd love to see if they'd bring it in, because developers love doing sub tags like Separatist droids. It's a whole entire tag, Imperial Troopers. So it's very well possible they can rework characters like Eth Koth, Kit Fisto, Mace Windu. That's the one I hope happens within the next month. They have to rework Mace Windu within the next month. I don't know what they're doing if they don't do so. And just bring in a Jedi Council tag. That would make probably the most sense, because they need to find a way to monetize, and what better way to do it than reworking characters that are bad, and kind of forces you to invest a lot into them, kind of like Geonosians. Completely bad faction before, got way better afterwards. If they can't release new characters in time to catch you off guard, they can rework characters you've been sleeping on for a while, and then make them needed for a special event of some sort. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of hoping, as I'm editing this video, they're gonna finally make a post and put the community out of their misery of the speculation, as well as all these alleged leaks driving people crazy, because people are going out of their ways to chase after these screenshots because they think they have truth in them. Who knows? It's all logical speculation at this point. But what I'm going to say right here is that there might be, if you want to be safe, maybe chase after some things like Plo Koon. It's not the best character. Well, I find use out of him. I use him once in a while in Grand Arena because he gives so much turn meter to clones and Jedi allies. And secondly, I'm trying to build him up for his ship. So when you're looking at these characters that are alleged to be needed for General Skywalker, say to yourself, ignoring this event is probably happening or not happening. Let's just take that out of the equation. What else can I use these characters for? If you can't find a use for them, I'd say just hold your horses. And if they do become needed, they do become needed. But there's no sense dumping all these resources into characters like Eth Koth if we have literally nothing to ride on, that he's going to get a rework, and he is indeed going to be one of the required Jedi Council members needed to unlock General Skywalker. So you have to kind of think at this from a logical perspective. Now, the most logical advice I can give you guys right now, without any, let's just pretend there's never going to be an Anakin Skywalker event or Ki-Adi-Mundi. The logical thing to do that does tie into those screenshots if you want to try to bridge the gap here. Shaak Ti is a brilliant character. It makes the clones fantastic, and she's probably gonna be very helpful in light side territory. So those are big reasons to invest in those characters, and clones as well. Clones are an amazing faction, especially with Shaak Ti or just with the Captain Rex lead, and the 501st tag is so powerful. And we've already got an indication that Echo's basic with his critical damage up is supposed to make more sense soon. Make more sense soon. I.e., they're probably gonna be adding some sort of character that makes full use out of this whole entire kit that Echo has. So if you want the logical advice, and it kind of helps prepare for those alleged leaks and whatever might be coming soon, clones, Shaak Ti, 100%, it makes a lot of sense, and they're just so much fun to use. So that one, I'd say go for it, have fun, gear them up to your heart's content. But all we do know, we don't need to have leaks for this. Something is going to be coming soon, especially because of the fact in this calendar, they're already throwing Malik back in after, what is it, 1 to 2 months? That he was just re-released back in August, I think, and in next month he's going to be reoccurring on October 18th. So if you haven't gotten Darth Malik yet, try to get ready for this next one. But the fact is they're throwing in the most meta character back into a cycle this quickly, it basically means they're trying to throw him out so as many people get him as possible before the next meta comes around. So guys, stay put. Take a lot of these screenshots with a grain of salt unless you truly have reason to believe the sources of these screenshots are legitimate. I'd say just be careful, because resources are valuable, and there are a lot of people that like to troll individuals into wasting the resources, and then they'll never have use for characters like Eth Koth. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below on your thoughts. What do you think of everything that we saw today? And be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing, and I'll talk to all the other people in the next video. Peace out, everyone.
Party Richter, Party Richter. Get down, 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 down. Party Richter, Party Richter. Son of a bitch. Party Richter, Party Richter. Get down.